We are not expensive. This is, perception, not reality.
But it's crazy when you think somebody has spent 615,000 dirhams on food at your restaurant. How does it make you feel?
Make me feel very happy. I hope who come spend same money.
Why did you share the receipt of 615,000 dirhams and some other receipts you also shared?
This is our record. That's why I show the social media. This is the, not only restaurant, we have also, experience for the enjoy the people together, and then people come to spend money, and then I want to show to everyone.
People complain about the price of your food. Why is it so expensive?
We are not expensive. This is, perception, not reality. Our product, best of the best.
If one person was to come to your restaurant though, how much would they spend on ordering food?
$15 possible, 100 possible, 200 possible, 100K possible. Quality never expensive.
Okay, buckle up, buttercups, because we're diving headfirst into the dumpster fire of culinary capitalism. And yes, I'm talking about Salt B. The guy who sprinkles salt like he's trying to seduce the steak. Apparently, things aren't quite as flavorful in his bank account as he'd like them to be. Oh, the sweet aroma of schadenfreude. Is there anything better than watching someone who built an empire on overpriced, under-seasoned meat face a little bit of karma? So apparently Salt B's Boston restaurant is Kappa. Shut down, gone, sign our, and why you ask? Safety violations. Oh, the irony here, charging people the equivalent of down payment on small house for single steak, but you can't even keep the place clean. Seriously. Did he spend all the money on gold leaf and forget about, I don't know, basic hygiene? And let's not forget the highlight of this whole saga. Gold $20 steak magically transforms into $200 masterpiece, and if it's draped in gold leaf, bam, you're looking at cool grand. $1,000 of your hard-earned money for steak that is wrapped in an edible gold leaf. And some people actually buy it. Oh, he used to charge those prices, you say. Well, hold on to your hats, because the financial Titanic that is Salt B's empire might be hitting few icebergs. Restaurants are closing, scandals are brewing, and lawsuits are probably being seasoned with just as much flair as he seasons his steaks. And get this, his meteoric rise to internet fame is starting to look more like plummet, from scamming customers with offensively priced products to, wait for it, calling the police on them. This is the kind of drama I live for. Can you even imagine you drop small fortune at restaurant expecting luxurious experience, and instead you get the boys in blue? Talk about hostile takeover of your evening. Let's rewind this culinary catastrophe bit. According to the video, Salt B called the cops on customer who refused to pay $1,000 for the gold wrapped steak. He didn't even order $1,000 for gold leaf. You can buy that stuff on Amazon for less than the price of a decent burger. The audacity, the sheer unadulterated gall. And now a brief history lesson. Our friend Nusrat, who built an empire of overpriced meat, he starts in Istanbul, expands to the UE, and the world is his oyster. Then bam, the Miami incident. This Dwayne Miranda character visits with friends, orders some steaks, and suddenly gold-plated beef appears on the scene. No one asked for it, no one wanted it. But suddenly it's on the bill. The bill inflated to the tune of 3 lakh rupees. That's more than some people make in a year. Miranda, rightfully bewildered, questions the charge. The restaurant insists he ordered the gold. The general manager doubles down, calls the cost a threat. Miranda pays, but then he uses the ultimate weapon, social media. He drags Salt B's establishment through the digital mud, as he should. I mean, seriously, gold steak that probably costs $50 to make being sold for $1,000. The gold leaf itself costs pennies. It's culinary robbery. And then the food reviewer arrives. Oh, the blessed food reviewer, pointing out the steak is gray, and he's absolutely right, charging $2,000 for goat steak, which adds absolutely nothing to the taste except for the feeling like you have to take out second mortgage. I, for one, would like to differ. This is true. Salt B isn't marketing to those who need mortgage. He's preying on the obscenely wealthy, the people who have so much money they don't know what to do with it. He knows his audience. He counts on their desperation to flaunt their wealth. The video then shows the gold burger. Seriously, gold burger? I tried one of those once. It's a complete scam. Save your money, people. Buy the gold leaf on Amazon and sprinkle it on your... Well, don't really, but you get the point. Now, the moment of truth. Salt B posts photo of $140,000 bill. On Instagram, $140,000, and he brags about it, boasting about quality. The internet, of course, explodes. Comments flood in, calling him out on the overpriced, underqualified food. This is where the celebrity chef meets the con artist, the video states. Essentially, what we have here is someone using their fame and celebrity status to price gouge patrons for ridiculous amounts of money, which is accurate. The video then points out his new London restaurant was named one of the worst in the city. And people are still paying those prices. Oh, the humanity. And that price, $154,000. Who are these people? What do they do? If anyone knows, I'm looking for a job. The video is right. These prices aren't about quality. They're about exclusivity. If you think that's crazy, hear this. Quality and price do not always go hand in hand. First, let's rewind to those exorbitant bills. Remember that London escapade where a group of diners got slapped with $20,000 check for some steaks, sides, and I assume bottle of water that was probably blessed by unicorns. $20,000. You could finance small expedition to find Bigfoot for that kind of money. But no, these folks got the privilege of paying an exorbitant price for meat seasoned with, well, mostly ego, let's be honest. It's highway robbery disguised as fine dining, and people actually paid for it. I'm shaking my head so hard my neck might actually require some of that overpriced meat to heal. But oh darling, the price tag is just the tip of the iceberg. Very expensive iceberg, I'm sure. The real spice, the extra sprinkle of, let's call it, justice comes from how he's treating his employees, the backbone of his steak empire. We're talking overworked, underpaid, and apparently emotionally traumatized. Reports are surfacing faster than you can say. Gold-plated tomahawk about workers alleging everything from tip withholding to straight-up verbal abuse. Imagine busting your butt in one of the world most hyped-up restaurants, only to realize that your hard-earned tips are lining the owner's pockets. Apparently, Salt B's management was allegedly skimming delightful 3% off the top. Then when confronted, what did our culinary overlord do? He fired them. It's classic case of, well, I'm rich, you're not, deal with it. These fired employees rightfully sued him for wrongful termination, claiming the Salt Dude had all the charm of Tony Montana running steakhouse. He apparently humiliated folks on the regular in the lawsuit. It's giving me flashbacks to every terrible boss movie ever made. Speaking of embarrassing, the 2022 World Cup. Oh, where do we even begin? This grown man, supposed culinary icon, somehow weaseled his way onto the field during Argentina's victory celebration and proceeded to act like a crazed fan who's had one too many mojitos. He's grabbing Messi, who looks less than thrilled, pestering him for photos, and manhandling the World Cup trophy like he actually contributed to the win. That's just pure cringe. Seriously, did he think he was part of the team? Did he think sprinkling a bit of salt on the trophy would somehow imbue it with extra championship magic? FIFA had to step in. FIFA, and ban him from future events. That's how epically embarrassing it was. You've got to be truly something else to get banned from FIFA. But wait, there's more. Remember that video of our boy serving up $1,000 gold-covered steak to the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro, while the Venezuelan people were, struggling to afford basic necessities? Talk about tone-deaf. Talk about masterclass and how to alienate an entire population. In video, the president is seen eating gold-covered steak and Salt B is personally serving it. It was visual representation of the wealth disparity the world has to offer. It sparked outrage, and rightfully so. It was a big, fat, shiny example of prioritizing profits over people. And of course, the internet didn't hold back. Content creators smelled blood in the water and went scorched earth on Salt B's reputation. One content creator from the channel, More Vortex, reported that apparently Salt B's steaks only cost like $20 to $50 and then he makes a crazy profit, which is insane. Then came the downfall of his Boston restaurant, violating safety protocols. Say it ain't so. His Boston steakhouse was shut down, leaving all of the customers shocked. But it probably wasn't a great thing. Salt B would post videos of the crowd gathered outside of the steakhouse on Instagram. And let's not forget the London job posting offering chefs a measly £12 per hour while simultaneously selling gold-plated steaks for £850. The disconnect is truly astounding. That's like paying your plumber in bottle caps, charging your clients in gold bars. It's offensive, exploitative, and frankly bad business. How can you expect to maintain any level of quality when you're treating your staff like disposable cogs in a ridiculously expensive machine? Oh, and then there's the tableside fire show gone horribly wrong in Istanbul. A fire broke out, severely burning several customers, including a Russian influencer who suffered third-degree burns on 35% of her body. Third-degree burns. Entertainment over safety, folks. That's the Salt B motto right there. And to add insult to literal injury, allegedly the restaurant destroyed all evidence related to the incident and never compensated the victim. Charming. So with all this swirling around him, is it any wonder that Salt B's empire is crumbling? Restaurants are reportedly shutting down due to losses and a lack of customers. The hype has died, the novelty has worn off, and the world, it seems, is finally tired of overpriced meat seasoned with arrogance. We even heard from a recent reviewer that they pulled up to one of these once coveted locations and they were the only patrons there. The service was excellent, they mentioned, but they were the only ones there. Now, I am not saying that this is exactly proof that his empire is crumbling. However, it is proof that he is at a low point. So what's the moral of the story? Is it that greed corrupts? Is it that you should always treat your employees with respect? Is it that you should probably avoid grabbing the World Cup trophy if you're not actually on the team? Yes, and a resounding yes. It's like watching perfectly seasoned, meticulously plated dish slowly rot under the harsh glare of reality. And honestly, there's certain poetic justice to it all. So next time you're tempted to spend your hard-earned cash on an overpriced steak sprinkled with little too much ego, maybe think twice, or, just buy a plane ticket to somewhere amazing and eat like king for a fraction of the cost. And remember, sometimes the most satisfying flavor is that of sweet schadenfreude. But what do you think? Did Salt B's greed ruin his career? Is this just temporary setback? Or is this the final sprinkle of salt on fading phenomenon? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, maybe subscribe and hit that like button, because who knows, maybe one day I'll start my own wildly successful, ethically sourced, and reasonably priced steakhouse. And I promise I won't grab any World Cup trophies, unless of course I win one.